Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Whispers from the Woods. In the heart of the dense, ancient forest, a family had found their escape from the chaos of city life. The cabin, a rustic sanctuary hidden away from the rest of the world, seemed like the perfect haven for the Greenwoods. Eric, a nature photographer, had longed to capture the untouched beauty of the wild, while his wife Emily and their two children, Sarah and Tommy, sought solace from the relentless noise of modern life. Little did they know that their escape would become a descent into unimaginable horror. The day they moved into their remote cabin, the air was thick with a sense of isolation. The woods loomed around them like a living entity, the ancient trees stretching their gnarled branches in an ominous embrace. As evening descended, the forest seemed to awaken, as if harboring secrets that yearned to be revealed. The first night in their new home was peaceful. They gathered around a crackling fire, savoring the rare experience of family togetherness. But as darkness fell, the woods came alive with eerie whispers, barely audible yet impossible to ignore. The family exchanged bewildered glances. "What's that?" Sarah, the eldest, asked, her voice quivering. Eric peered into the inky blackness beyond the cabin's windows. "I don't know, sweetheart, maybe it's just the wind," but the whispers persisted, growing more insistent, like voices from another realm. They beckoned the Greenwoods, inviting them to venture into the depths of the forest. Emily, mesmerized by the ethereal sounds, became the first to succumb to their alluring call. "I need to find out what that is," she said, her eyes glazed with an otherworldly fascination. She slipped out of the cabin, her footsteps fading into the darkness. Terrified, Eric and the children followed her, stumbling through the underbrush. The moon cast eerie shadows as they advanced deeper into the woods. The whispers grew louder, now undeniably malicious, weaving a web of deception around them. As they ventured deeper, they discovered a clearing illuminated by an eerie, otherworldly glow. In the center of the clearing stood a twisted, ancient tree with grotesque, contorted branches that seemed to reach out like skeletal fingers. At the base of the tree, Emily was standing, her body motionless and her eyes vacant. "Emily, we need to leave," Eric cried, rushing toward her. But before he could reach her, the malevolent force that inhabited the tree awakened, and Emily's body started to convulse. The tree's branches snaked out, wrapping around her, pulling her into its grotesque form. A gut-wrenching scream escaped Emily's lips, and then she was gone, absorbed into the cursed wood. Sarah and Tommy watched in horrified disbelief as the tree absorbed their mother. The whispers grew deafening, echoing all around them. Panic welled up inside Eric as he realized the malevolent force was still hungry. "We have to get out of here, now," Eric shouted, grabbing his children and fleeing from the sinister tree. The forest seemed to shift and rearrange itself as they ran, a labyrinth designed to ensnare those who dared to enter. The Greenwood's escape was fraught with peril, as the woods seemed to conspire against them. The sinister whispers followed them, promising unimaginable horrors. They stumbled and fell, their strength waning with each step, but they never stopped running. Eventually, they burst through the thick underbrush and stumbled back into their cabin. The whispers faded away as they slammed the door shut. The forest outside returned to a stillness that was equally haunting. They never saw Emily again, but they knew the malevolent force was still out there, waiting for its next unsuspecting victims. The whispers from the woods had lured them into a nightmare they could never escape, a chilling reminder that in the heart of nature's beauty there could lie a darkness more terrifying than any they had ever imagined. The Greenwoods, shaken and terrified, couldn't stay in that cabin any longer. They packed their belongings as quickly as they could, determined to escape the menacing grip of the forest. It was as though the very walls of their once beloved cabin were closing in on them. With a sense of urgency, they piled into their car and sped away from the cabin, their destination unknown. They needed to regroup and find a way to break the sinister enchantment that had claimed their mother and nearly taken him as well. Over the next few weeks, they sought help from experts in the paranormal and supernatural. They recounted their harrowing experience, from the whispers in the night to the grotesque tree that had devoured Emily. Some dismissed their story as the product of fear and imagination, while others offered cryptic advice and warnings. One particularly enigmatic expert, a reclusive forest ranger named Elias, was the most willing to assist. Elias believed that the forest held ancient, malevolent spirits that preyed on the unsuspecting. He warned the Greenwoods that to free their mother and save themselves, they needed to unravel the dark secrets of the woods. Elias guided them back to the cabin one moonless night, armed with incense talismans and his knowledge of ancient rituals. The air was thick with dread as they approached the cursed clearing. As they drew near, the whispers returned, more powerful and seductive than before. The malevolent force was determined to protect its cursed tree. Eric and his children could feel the darkness closing in, but they clung to Elias' guidance. With Elias leading the way, they began the ritual to weaken the malevolent force and free their mother's spirit. Candles flickered and incense smoke spiraled into the night. Sarah and Tommy chanted incantations they barely understood, and the ancient tree began to tremble and groan. The malevolent force fought back with a vengeance, sending shadows and illusions to distract and terrify them. The whispers grew into screams, threatening to drive them to madness. But the Greenwoods held on, fueled by their love for Emily and their desperation to break the curse. Finally, in a surge of otherworldly energy, the ancient tree let out an anguished wail. Emily's spirit emerged from the tree's twisted form, a faint but recognizable presence. She reached out to her family, her eyes filled with gratitude and love. With the last remnants of the ritual, Elias sealed the malevolent force back into the tree. The forest fell silent, the sinister whispers vanishing into the night. Their mother was free, and the Greenwoods were reunited once more. They left the cursed woods, never to return, and vowed to keep the experience a secret, for fear that others might be drawn into the same malevolent trap. The whispers from the woods had tested their love, courage, and determination, leaving them forever changed. They returned to the city with a newfound appreciation for the safety of urban life, forever haunted by the memory of that remote cabin and the malevolent force lurking in the heart of the ancient forest. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.